We are from Southern California Edison, also known as SCE. We're doing a quick client snapshot, and this is the behind the scenes, our team's role in user support. So I'm Peggy Francis. I'm the manager for our programs and systems department. I have 16 years total representing SCE. I was at 4 years with the contractors, 10 years in planning and design, and I've currently been a little over 2 years in our DSPS, which is our Design Support Programs and Systems group.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Marvi Dominguez. I've been with Southern California Edison for 10 years. I've been in planning for 9, and I've just been in this programs and systems for a little over a year, specifically with the AUD team.
So a little bit about SCE and our territory. We do cover a good portion of Southern California. We have 50,000 square miles as our rough estimate for our territory. We have 9 regions and 35 districts. That includes 35 local planning districts, 14 new development hubs, 12 tech design hubs. We have 8 contractor hubs and 9 design contractors that currently work for us. We're also looking at adding in applicant designers in the near future. So in our distribution planning, we have approximately 460 planners that use AUD, 250 designers that use AUD, and about 390 contractors that are AUD users. That's about 1,100 users that we currently support for AUD. So this is our AUD team. None of us like to have our pictures taken, so we did some little animated here. So like I said, I am Peggy Francis. I am the manager. We have Jeremy Tucker, who is our advisor and the product owner for AUD. Ernie Raygoza, our senior specialist. Marvi Dominguez, right here. Dalt Wallen and Bianca Warner, both our senior specialists. So collectively, we have 71 years of experience from different backgrounds in Edison and our contractors. We had a small team up until last year. We had 3 people. We added Marvi in right before PUG last year. And then over the past year, we added Dalt and Bianca into our group. So instead of just fixing the problems and being very reactive to situations that would come up and everything, we're actually now more able to be more proactive. We're able to do more training for our end users and everything, and we're able to support them more accurately and more quickly in when they need support.
So one of our team's main responsibilities is maintaining and updating AUD. So we'll show you how our program evolved since we finished our AUD refresh project in 2020. So we rolled out the program in batches starting at the end of 2020, and then we were fully implemented in March 2021. We did this in batches so it's more manageable, and also we're able to train our users in smaller groups. Later on, let's see here if I can use a pointer. Later that year, we pushed a post-deployment release that delivered 35 items of fixed defects and enhancement ideas. In 2022, we had 3 more releases that delivered 112 defect and enhancement items. In 2023, we had a regular schedule that lined up with our other program updates. So we had a release every other month. So that year we had 5 releases delivering 67 defect and enhancement items. This actually was a very difficult schedule. Back then we did have a team of 3, so it was a very tight timeline. So this year we end up doing a quarterly release instead. So this year, however, we did skip a quarter. We'll only have 3 releases this year. One of them is actually solely dedicated to transmission. So our last build will be in December, and we estimate to have about 50 items. We have delivered most of our urgent defects and enhancement ideas, but we still have more to tackle, and we're always coming up with new ideas for the program. And as we are updating our releasing new builds, we are making sure we have the latest AUD version. This is to prevent a 10-year gap we had prior to our AUD refresh project. So that was quite a the adjustments for everyone. So we had started off with AUD 8.2.3, and then by the end of this year, we should have 8.5. And as we are updating the program, our users are creating thousands of designs every year. So the first year, we already had 30,000 designs, and right now we have 136,000 created in our new AUD. Yes, it is a lot. So here's another look at the number of designs by each quarter since 2022. You can see that the numbers are pretty steady. There's a little bit less during the holidays, averaging about 9,600 designs per quarter. So another role of our group, primary roles, is handling or resolving issues that our users run into with AUD or their AUD designs through our remedy ticket system. So here is a yellow line representing how many tickets we receive related to the number of designs created in that quarter. These are tickets specifically that our group is handling. We do have an AUD IT team that also handles tickets related to AUD. So the number of tickets are pretty steady, except we did have a spike in the third quarter of last year. This was due to a template builder issue we ran into with one of our builds. But after we resolved that, you can see that the numbers are going back down to normal. Again, this graph is only showing the tickets that our group handles, and I'll show you how we split that up with our IT group. So here is a general list of AUD tickets that our group DSPS handles and then our IT handles. You can see that we have some overlap here. Generally, our IT group is handling issues with the AUD program itself, like the wrong build is installed on the user's device. We have interface functions with the other programs. We have issues with AUD Citrix, which is the platform we use for the contractors to access our AUD. Aside from those issues, our group handles tickets related to the AUD configuration or template, issues with the rules, materials, analysis, or the graphics. Because there are some gray areas, we do have a close relationship with the IT group, so we're able to help each other out, resolve, and help the users. So as we're resolving remedy tickets, we are gathering data from them. Every month, we are looking at how many tickets we resolved, what kind of issues are they, and where are they coming from. So here is a compilation of all those months, giving you a snapshot of what happened in 2023. This chart up here shows how many tickets we had per month. Here in August, that's when we had that template builder issue. Even though we did resolve that issue in August, you can see that it took us a while to recover in the following months. That's because our team was significantly small back then. There was 3 of us. 2 of them were here in the PUG. So took me a while to catch up with all those tickets and resolve them, all those designs that were created under that template. This table down below is showing where those tickets are coming from. This bottom line here says offsite. Those are our contractors. And the list above is our different distribution offices. We're only showing the top 10 locations here. And then this pie chart here is showing the different categories these tickets are under. Based on this pie chart, it looks like we have some reoccurring issues, these bigger pieces of the pie, but that's not a reflection of the AUD program. If we look at what those are, the first one here is design unlock. That was actually due to another issue we had with another program that interfaced with AUD. So what we had to do was we had to disable the delete existing data publishing option in AUD. So these tickets were users submitting a ticket for us to unlock a design so they can remove a station manually in our other program. So that's that reason. The next one is in orange, the release issue. That's the template issue we had in August. The third one is canceling tickets for various reasons. But the fourth one in yellow, AUD process. That's actually what we're looking at. For this presentation, that's just a general category. We actually, in our monthly report, we break that up a little bit more specific because we want to know what AUD processes our users are having issues with and what can we do about it. So that leads us to what do we do with this data? Aside from capturing defects that need to be fixed, enhancement ideas that we thought of because of all these tickets that we're encountering, we are developing training and resource materials for our users. So one of those resources are these AUD job aids. They're documents that step out specific functions in AUD or show simple processes. We have 50 written job aids right now, and we just started the effort of creating video job aids related to those 50. And as we're going through our remedy tickets, we are creating more job aids or even revising the existing ones if it needs more clarification. We also provide training through these 1-hour live virtual meetings called AUD Power Hour. We have these meetings every other month. It's always on the second Tuesday of that month, and we have 2 sessions that day. This is to give the users every opportunity to attend these meetings live. Although it's being recorded, they have access to these presentations at any time. It's having a large audience that can ask questions instantly is very beneficial for everyone. So this idea actually came from Peggy. Both of us were part of that AUD refresh project as super users because Peggy was part of the project and she was a planner at a tech planning hub. She organized a weekly meeting with all the tech planning hubs. There were informal, open forum, just a meeting for everyone to collaborate with each other and help each other out, figure out the new AUD system. So when she became manager of our DSPS, she incorporated that so the whole company can benefit from it, and not just with our AUD program, but for our other systems too. So we've had great conversations with users where they share enhancement ideas and share defects actually that they don't want to put in a ticket for. It's just easier to have a conversation with us in those meetings. We also ask for volunteers from our planning departments, the users. So it could be a topic of their choice. It could be something that they present to their immediate team anyways, but this is a platform for them to share their knowledge company-wide. And funny thing is, all of those volunteers that we've had so far ended up joining our group, including myself, and then I'm here presenting in front of you guys today. All right, another training we provide are through site visits. We are letting planning and contractors know that we are available to visit them if needed, preferably in person, or we could do it virtually if they request it. Peggy may even reach out to some of the managers or even contractors if we're starting to see a pattern in the issues that is coming from their group. We have better conversations with these groups when we're in the room with them one-on-one. And the last type of resource that we created and we find that is most effective is our SharePoint group called Team AUD. This group contains an email distribution list and a Microsoft Teams chat where the users across the company and our contractors can communicate with each other. Being a member of this group also includes a digital notebook containing different AUD tips and tricks. And let me show you what that looks like. So this is a notebook created from Microsoft OneNote with AUD tips and tricks collected from the users and our group. The notebook is organized into different sections, as you can see in the colorful tabs above here. We have error message tab organized by the action taken when the error message appeared and notes on what to do next. We have a publishing error message tab with notes on what caused the error. We have an issues tab, a tips and tricks tab, and so on. This notebook has an extensive amount of information, and luckily there is a search function. So just like any other search function, type in a keyword and you can see what this notebook has for you. So here are some of the key features of this notebook. It's a knowledge sharing platform. As mentioned before, the users can share their tips and tricks in this document, but to be honest, we are the ones who are writing most of the information on here. Whenever we learn something new from handling some remedy tickets, we're writing it down in this notebook in hopes that other users don't run into this issue as well, or at least know how to fix it if they do. This is a living document, meaning it's constantly updated almost daily, which is available to everyone instantly. You could create direct links for sharing. It could be to a specific section in the notebook, a specific page, or even a specific paragraph in that notebook. Users help themselves and help each other across the company and with the contractors. This reduces troubleshooting time. There will be notes guiding them on what to do, even if it means to put in a ticket with us. They won't waste their time trying to restart their AUD or redo a certain action if it's not going to help. And again, you have your search function because there's so much information you can at least easily search in this notebook. So this AUD group has existed for a few years, but this notebook was added a year ago this week. So although it was a slow start at the beginning, we find that more users are using it and finding it very helpful. And since we added the notebook, the members of this group has nearly doubled with 800 members. Now going back to that chart of different remedy tickets handled by our group and IT, we have found that users of Team AED can help resolve issues without seeking our assistance because they can help each other or find information in that notebook. Although it's still early with the notebook, we already see a downward trend in our ticket queue. And because of this, we find every opportunity to advertise this group to everyone through our bi-monthly power hours, when we talk to them in person or online, and we even have a little sound bite at the end of our video job aids to say join now. So if we get fewer tickets, our group of just 5, can concentrate and develop and update our AED program.
So just a real quick summary. Some of the things that we offer as our support to our team is the AUD upgrades continuously. We deliver defect fixes and incorporating enhancement ideas to it. We also handle remedy tickets with various AUD issues and reviewing the monthly reports, which leads us to providing a variety of training and resource materials to help users complete their projects. Thank you, guys.
It's a little bit of a different perspective when you're having to support 1,100 users, right?
Thank you for that presentation. By the way, David Butler says hi, Marvy. So my question was, with 1,100 users, how do you deploy template updates and software version upgrades?
So when we have our migrations, we have all of our users' device IDs. You can see on the back of our computers, we have our device. We push to all of their devices, and as soon as they hook up to VPN, because they have to be connected to VPN in order to get that, it will automatically push the new build to their computers. Usually will take about 30 minutes when they log on in the mornings to push that. We test overnight, and we do our post-validation on our computers and everything to make sure that the build is working, and then it should be working on everybody else's.
What platform are you guys using to receive tickets from the end users?
We were using Remedy. Now it is through Helix, but we're still calling it Remedy because we haven't. Helix is very new to us, the name, so we still refer to that. Yeah, it's through BMC.
I love your notebook idea. I'm just wondering, with over 1,000 users, do you have issues with maybe needing to monitor or verify the accuracy of some of the advice that users are adding on there?
Oh, yeah. So although they can share information, what's in the notebook goes through us. So we have that email distribution list and Teams chat, so they can freely communicate amongst themselves, but we are also looking at that. So we are correcting people, and it has definitely happened, where we're correcting their information. But then if they do share like a job aid that they happen to have in their group, or a tip and trick that we even know about, we will go ahead and add it to that notebook. But it is going through us at least. So
yeah, our team monitors the emails and the chat. We let them work it out between them and everything, but we do monitor it just to make sure that the right information is being shared and they're not sharing workarounds or something that shouldn't be done.
Just kind of follow up on Scott's question as far as pushing updates. Is this a prompt or is it forcing it to actually happen? Like, I'm just thinking about like a situation where they might have a design that was left open or something like that, and then you force it and maybe force a crash or something. Just curious.
So we do our migrations overnight and we take our systems down. So if they are still in the system at 10 p.m. when we start our release, they get forced out of it. And we do give them a lot of notice for the outages, so they should be out of all of their designs and should have saved them.
So with 1,000 users and new releases, how do you communicate to your user group about the release coming, what's new in it, maybe changes in workflows?
So we do have a internal portal site, and we have a SharePoint where we list all of our defects and enhancements that are coming. The night of the migration that we do, we send out an email to all of our AUD users and contractors, letting them know what was updated, whether they need to upgrade a template or not, and any new job aids that would pertain to those items.
How is your integration with contractors gone?
So we use Citrix for our contractors. There is a little bit of a struggle, only because the platform, they have to log in a little bit differently and everything. They've migrated to it right along with our internal users and everything, and they have the same resources as our internal users do.
So back to the, you said you let them know that there's job aids and items like that. So do you make sure you have all those job aids created before you push those updates out?
Yeah, they're all ready. The night that we deploy, they're ready to post to our portal site and everything right then.
So as far as efficiency is concerned for designs, what my experience was with smaller designs weren't very efficient. I didn't see an increase in efficiency. On the larger jobs, it's I think SRP is really has presented almost every year on this about the efficiency was more on the back end, not necessarily on the design side. But I mean, I'm sure their designs increased from an efficiency standpoint, but material counts and other things like that were significantly larger.
Yeah, efficiency is a tricky question just because it's going to depend a lot on your current process versus your future process. We've seen everything on smaller jobs. It's a good way to think is smaller jobs, larger jobs, anything from 5% to 20%. And then on larger jobs, we've seen people that are going from almost paper, and barely using CAD that are getting 70, 80%. And it's very dependent on your process. But if you're thinking about implementing, having that kind of information is very helpful to some of the other questions I heard earlier about trying to justify having a resource doing this thing. Well, I'm having this person do that thing because I'm able to then save 40% on the back. If I can save 40% here by having this guy do something here, then that more than justifies having that person, right? Very good, very good. Thank you very much. Appreciate y'all.